Q&P program also recognizes contributions by region: Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Ontario, and Western Canada. The Atlantic Regional Award is presented to Dalhousie University for their project entitled Being Explicit About Allocating Limited Resources Within Fiscal Constraints. When faced with a budget deficit in 2011-2012, the Faculty of Medicine at Dalhousie University successfully developed and implemented an explicit, evidence-based process for resource allocation as an alternative to across-the-board cuts and political negotiation. Key steps in the process included training on priority setting and resource allocation, establishing process guidelines, developing assessment criteria, and providing recommendations to the Dean. Challenges included a tight timeline, a faculty culture that supported decentralized planning, a history of one-off decision-making, and reductions to overall healthcare and post-secondary budgets. The framework used at Dalhousie is transferable to any publicly funded organization by following an 8-step process that includes establishing priorities, defining decision criteria, and identifying, assessing, and validating options. The Quebec Regional Award goes to McGill University for their project entitled the McGill Multiple Mini-Interview for Admission to the Professional Medical Programs. In 2008, McGill's Faculty of Medicine piloted a simulation-based multiple mini-interview for medical school applicant selection. Applicant and evaluator responses were favorable, and the McGill Multiple Mini-Interviews, or M3I, is now an integral part of the selections process for admission. The goal is to identify applicants who possess the personal attributes needed to excel and thrive in the curriculum, who also have the potential to become competent physicians. The M3I selection tool is highly transferable to other professions and institutions. The process is conducive to a tailored and constituent-specific approach in its design and implementation. Once a set of competencies is agreed upon, the M3I can be redesigned to meet the needs of other professions or any domain in which behavioral indicators are not otherwise easily assessed. The Ontario Regional Award is presented to Western University Canada for their project entitled Western Reduces Energy Consumption to Mitigate its Portion of Ontario's Global Adjustment. Ontario buys more energy than it needs as a reserve. The cost of that surplus, known as the Global Adjustment or GA, is passed on to the province's highest energy consumers. In the summer of 2012, Western University created an energy conservation campaign to mitigate its portion of the GA. Using research, data gathering, and technology, such as their real-time energy dashboard, Western accurately predicted peak energy consumption days, identified where consumption could be safely cut back on campus, altered their consumption patterns, and reduced its annual utility bill by almost $1 million. Since the start of the GA, Western has been the only academic institution to accurately predict and adjust its energy consumption habits during all 5 peaks in a year. The methods used at Western, including energy consumption and temperature monitoring, trending and reporting, can be incorporated by all institutions in order to help pinpoint where energy consumption can be reduced. The Western Regional Award is presented to the University of Manitoba for their project entitled Integrated Travel and Business Expense System. The University of Manitoba transitioned from an inefficient paper-based travel and expense reimbursement process to an integrated travel and business expense tool that works with the university's finance system. It has allowed them to automate travel bookings, as well as submission, review, approval, and payment of expense claims, and has improved customer service and reduced travel costs and reimbursement time. The system went live in October 2011 and has resulted in greater individual control of travel arrangements, reduced the workload and time related to processing travel expense reports, and given the university greater control over the travel budget and process. Staff can book airline reservations, reserve hotel rooms and car rentals, and submit expense claims from anywhere in the world. The transition included the development of a series of standard business documents and processes which are easily transferable and have already been shared with 3 other Canadian universities.